Hey dancers, I'm going to show you how to improve your arabesque while working on tendus, dégagés, and perfect placement through your upper body. So what I want you to do is get down on the floor and lay flat on your stomach with your forehead on your hands. Now what I'm looking at is our tripod in our hips. So we have our two hip bones and our pubic bone. These three make our tripod. When you're laying flat on the ground, we should feel all 3 points on the floor. So if we tuck our pelvis, you'll feel just your pubic bone on the floor, your hip bones come off the ground, and we'll get a tuck. If you feel just the hip bones, you'll feel like you're sticking your booty up in the air and you're using your low back quite a bit. We're gonna find all 3 on the floor, and we're gonna imagine this feeling when we're standing. So as we start our arabesque, we wanna be feeling these 3 points in spot as we go. So I'm gonna have Madison stand up, and we're gonna find this position up in the air, and I'm gonna actually grab a block here for her to stand on. So you can try this on a yoga block, on a couple books. I think it's great to give this a try when we're up above something because it gives us a little space to go, and you'll see what I mean. So she's gonna find her tripod, which is in the front, her 2 hip bones and her pubic bone, and they don't have to be perfectly pressed like they're on the floor, but I want you to keep that pelvis in that more neutral position as we work on this next motion. Now, her arabesque leg is going to think of scooping down through the floor and pushing her toe along the floor as long as possible, and then coming back down and in. Now, what happens for a lot of us, is we start to lift right away from here, yes. And we feel like, okay, well, my low back has to work in an arabesque, which is true, but to get a better arabesque, I want you to use the leg inside of the hip socket first and then recruit the low back muscles. So we're gonna find this by imagining you have a marker on your toe, pushing through your standing leg, and pushing that marker out on the floor and only going so far out, the only option is to go up and lower back down. Now, if you look and notice at her hips, her tripod is staying as long as possible. She is not letting her hips tip and dip. So as she pushes down and out, she keeps this as long, and we'll look at this little dip we're getting. We want that. That is working on those turnout muscles. That is getting our leg inside the hip socket. If she did it incorrectly, where we start to use the low back, do you see how this goes away? This lifts up. I see a big bulge right here as we go. If we can find the leg inside of the hip socket, you're gonna save your low back for the higher arabesque, which is what it should be. The leg inside of the hip will give you more action and more availability for your leg to get higher. So improving your low arabesque will improve your high arabesque. If you stand on a block, give this scooping action a try. Imagine that you're pushing something away, not just reaching, but pushing. This will assist you to create a better line through the hip, find more work through the leg and hip, and save the back for later. I have more tips like this for your arabesque, for your jumps, for all actions in dance, no matter what level or age you are. You can find them by subscribing, making sure you hit the bell so you get all the notifications for my videos here. I also have courses for dancers. These are anything from mini courses to a full year program that is designed to assist dancers just like you to figure out how your cross training goes into the studio and perfect your body's technique as well as prevent injury. You can find a link below for all of that information, and we will see you right back here with more tips and tricks here on YouTube.